We've been passing, anyway, while I've been prosing on about why we should be interested in this place, we've been passing all sorts of interesting little shops and businesses. This, I think, is a kind of cinema, isn't it, Edora?
It's a video room. Lots of people like watching DVD together.
Do you think we could just go in and...
Let's have a try.
Have a try?
Yeah.
We won't interrupt. But perhaps if we can get a look through...
2 块 for 1 person.
Well, we're not going in.
Yeah.
We just want to look through the door.
稍微看一看这个。So what? 怎么样？稍微看一看可以吗？可以啊。可以哈。Yeah, that's fine. You have a quick look.
Okay.
You can.
He might not be able to receive appropriate medical treatment. Therefore, I humbly urge your worship to grant bail to the defendant.
We've actually got cinema-like seats. Very nice.
We just call lots of migrant workers to have their evening entertainment.
So these are all migrant workers, are they, from the
That's right.
outside?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Yeah, they are small theater.
Yes, okay. Can you thank him for letting
非常
us see?
感谢啊，谢谢。
Oh, this is what's showing?
Yeah.
Yes, yes. So one of the things I've noticed in this street is the most extraordinary amounts and varieties of food. This actually looks pretty mild compared with some of the things I hope we'll see on the way down. But this is really not much more than vegetables and a bit of spices. But it is extraordinary, and there's lots of things I've never seen before. What's this? What's this stuff?
This is the blood. I think it is a pork blood. But it's good for, like, you know, if you cook a hot pot, you put it in, and it's very nutritious.
I hear what you say. I'm not sure I should be sampling that. What is it, pig's blood or?
Yeah, pig's blood.
Now we've got some dumplings here. This, you could have a complete meal down the 18 steps. And I just want to reiterate that within a matter of months, this will all be gone. Nobody gets a chance to complain, of course, or to put in any kind of bid to keep it as it is. And within 2-3 years, I suppose there'll be vast, great buildings. I mean, look, you can see rather tatty, actually, block of flats there. And I imagine that there'll be rather tatty blocks of flats here. And I don't think this is going to be a business area of the sort of grandeur of some of the rest of the city. But look at these beautiful things.
The couple with their child just doing homework.
Oh yeah, so there's a kid doing his homework. Ni hao. Sorry to interrupt the homework. There's his dad doing the dough, and here's his mother trying to sell them and keep the flies off. What are these little things here?
哎，您好，老板，这个是什么？这个是里边是什么馅儿的？It's a special steamed dumplings here with like this is like with meat inside.
I see. What are you and your husband and your little boy going to do when they knock all this down?
这个地方会被拆掉了，拆掉之后你们怎么办呢？
我们要去找另外的地方啊。
Then we find another place to live then.
But will the government help you to find another place?
那好不好找呢？政府会不会帮你们找一个地方？
啷个说呀？到时候再说。
It's hard to say. It's too early to say that. We just need to wait.
It's not that early, actually. It's going to happen quite soon. Okay, goodbye.
谢谢啊，再见。
Do you think they're gambling?
Probably a small amount of money.
Because you're not allowed to gamble, are you?
That's right. No.
I think
Yeah,
people might not. Can we?
People playing it for fun.
Can we film?
哎，你好，我们看你们这个打牌好吗？啊，That's fine. Yeah, please go ahead.
That's good. And what are they playing? Do you know?
你们在玩这个是玩那个斗地主吗？还是不是？在玩什么？
马里奥。
打板子哈。跑得快。Okay. It's just like a 4-person simple, card game, and so like we play some a little bit, like money to just make fun. 你们还要打钱的吗？一点点打着玩是吗？Yeah, just for fun.
Okay. Who's got the most money? He's got the most
谁
money.
赢了？谁赢了？
He hasn't got any.
Yeah.
Right, now, so now we're coming down. This is almost the end of the 18 steps. It's got another reason why it's attractive to me, at any rate. There's a man in the middle of the century called Joseph Needham, an Englishman, who was very keen on China. He was passionate about China, and he was also he was a scientist, and he taught various scientific subjects at Cambridge University. And in fact, when he was an old man in his 60s, and I was a student at Cambridge University, I'm amazed we managed to get down there without falling over ourselves. When I was a student there, I went to one of his lectures, which was fascinating. The reason I went to it was that it answered, or it attempted to answer, a question which seemed to be really important, which is why Chinese science and technology, which during for thousands of years had been so far ahead of Western technology, why it should have dropped back in a matter of only 200, 300 years until China was far, far behind the West. And this man, Joseph Needham, posed this question very publicly, and it became known as the Great Needham Question. And it is an important and interesting subject. Joseph Needham came here to Chongqing during the war in 1942 to head a joint Chinese-British scientific committee. The thing was that Chongqing in that period was the capital of China, the kind of temporary capital where Chiang Kai-shek, the great Chinese nationalist leader, founder of Taiwan and so on, had his headquarters, had his base here during the war with the Japanese. Japanese bombed this place unmercifully year after year after year during the war, and there was Joseph Needham helping out and trying to work out the answer to his great question. He became gradually a Marxist and a supporter indeed of Mao Zedong when Mao Zedong took over. And so his answer was a Marxist influenced one, which was that it was really all the fault of Confucianism and Taoism. I don't know. I'm not sure that I would agree about that. It seems to me that really a society that is mentally free of compulsions is likely to do better than a society which has heavy compulsions placed over it, so that people aren't allowed to say certain things, that certain ideas are blocked off. If you're allowed to think the unthinkable all the time, it seems to me you're more likely to be able to come up with ideas about the universe and the way that it works and the way that technology operates and new ideas than if you're not allowed to. But these are contentious issues. There's so much life here. It just is breaking out at you from every little alleyway, from every shop. I shall be very sad to see the 18 steps area all gone down. The thing is, these buildings look as though they've been here since the Tang dynasty or something. In fact, most of them were built in the 1950s. They've just decayed quite fast and they're not looked after. And so we're not, again, you know, this is not an area of outstanding natural beauty, but I certainly would say that it's an area of great intellectual and personal beauty, and it reveals such an attractive side of China and the Chinese people. Can we just ask him?
哎，您好，您好。嗯。
What about the baby? What's baby?
这是您的那个This is my grandson.
And what's his name?
他名字叫什么？
露露，
露露。
真露，
哦，郑奴。
真露，
郑奴。
真露。
Whatever will this little child see in his
跟他
life?
学医。
So from the 18 steps in Chongqing, a city whom I hope you'll never say you've never heard of again, my great thanks to our translator and helper, Edera Liang, and from me, John Simpson. Until we meet again, goodbye.
Find the stories that interest you at bbc.com/news.
On the way down, but this is really not much more than vegetables and a bit of spices. But it is extraordinary, and there's lots of things I've never seen before. What's this stuff?
This is the blood. I think it is a pork blood. But it's good for, like, you know, if you cook. Yeah, they are small theater.
Yes, okay. Can you thank him for letting
非常
us see?
感谢啊，谢谢。
Oh, this is what's showing.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. So one of the things I've noticed in this street is the most extraordinary amounts and varieties of food. This actually looks pretty mild compared with some of the things I hope we'll see.
Not be able to receive appropriate medical treatment. Therefore, I humbly urge your worship to grant bail to the defendant.
We've actually got cinema-like seats. Very nice.
We just for lots of migrant workers to have their evening entertainment.
So these are all migrant workers, are they, from
That's
the
right.
outside?
Yeah, that's right.
We've been passing, anyway, while I've been prosing on about why we should be interested in this place, we've been passing all sorts of interesting little shops and businesses. This, I think, is a kind of cinema, isn't it, Edera?
It's a video room. Lots of people like watching DVD together.
Do you think we could just go in and
Let's have a try.
have a try?
Yeah.
We won't interrupt. But perhaps if we can get a look through.
2 块for one person.
Well, we're not going in.
Yeah.
We just want to look through the door.
稍微看一看这个。嗯哼。So what？怎么样？他稍微看一看可以吗？可以啊。啊，可以哈。Yeah, that's fine. You have a quick look. You
Okay.
can.